Let's go
I
right
bet I
now.
got you. And I'm about
Yeah,
to ping
we can
debate. I
go.
got you.
You know what?
Debate, bro.
You
I
said
don't
you
feel
don't
like
want to do
debate right
theology.
now.
That's fine.
You want to do?
Yeah, you
I
said, what do you want to do? Wait, what do you want to
I
do?
bet. I don't feel like debate right now, but fuck
I
it,
gotta
bro.
wait.
But before we debate, I
Yeah,
don't
I
agree on
gotta.
moderation. I don't agree on moderation, so I want both of us to overtalk each
Nick,
other.
boy, you overtalk a lot though. You overtalk a lot though. Like you overtalk a lot though. Like
No,
that's a
but
problem because
that's my condition. That's my condition. Okay, that's my condition. I don't want no over talking.
bro, it's gonna be rough. All right, you know what? Bro. Let's just get this over with. All right, all
All right,
right, fine. I guess I'm gonna allow you to
So
overtalk,
wait. Okay, bet. So I'm gonna be. All right. So we want to do abortion? Yes or no?
bro. Abortion. You know what? I'll beat you on abortion. I'll even study abortion. Let's
You
go.
know
Let's
what?
do abortion right now. Let's do abortion right now.
I'll be poor choice. I'll be poor choice. Hold on, quick. I'll be poor choice.
Pro
You?
choice.
I'll be poor choice. You?
Okay. I guess I'll take the pro life. Pro circumstance. My
All
bad.
right, but let me get my
Yeah, pro
argument
circumstance.
out of the way. Let me get my argument out of the way, and let me read it. And don't interrupt me. I bet. Want me to say? Hey, yo, who's the owner of the show? I like one person at main chat,
I don't
PC
even
chat.
know. There's
Like,
like everyone's
yo,
like three different people say they're the owner.
Me.
I, you, you an owner, bro? I just got a question. When I'm supposed to put my argument at?
You
Side
can put it
chat
in
or
the VC
state.
chat.
Side chat. I bet. So let me just say my argument out of it, and yeah. P1, if there's no contradiction with explaining why abortion is more acceptable, then it's possible that abortion is more acceptable. P2, there's no contradiction with explaining why abortion is more acceptable. Conclusion, if possible, that abortion is more acceptable. Yeah, and then continue with the argument, sir.
Yeah, this is very easy. So when you say there's no contradiction, hold on. I don't want to straw man. I'm gonna look at your argument. There's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable. So it's possible that more abortion is morally
Yeah,
acceptable.
so can I
All
basically
right,
tell you
for
what I
P.
mean, right? So what I'm trying to say, right, is that when I say that if there's no contradiction or no mislead up with explaining why abortion is more acceptable, then it should be possible. It should be in a higher chance over the lower chance that abortion should be more acceptable if there's no contradiction or no mislead up with it. Do you understand that, sir? Yes or no?
So when you say there's a higher chance, I'm simply just gonna
No, I'm not saying it's a
all
higher
right, hold on.
chance. I'm saying that it's a potential chance, a higher chance. A possibility is like basically a most likely chance. You get what I'm saying? Or potential chance. And
Yeah,
I'm saying
okay,
that there's a
okay.
higher chance of it being more acceptable than that because there's no mislead up. That's why that's basically the
Oh,
whole
let
point of
me
my argument and what I'm
okay.
trying to explain to you. Okay, beautiful, sir.
All right, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain why this argument is logically fallacious. It's gonna be easy. All right.
Why?
So for P1, bro, chill. Cause I don't want to get interrupted. You said no moderation, but you promised not to interrupt me.
Yeah. I said we're gonna interrupt each other.
All
This
right.
street game,
All
bitch.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
joking. I'm joking. I'm
bro.
joking. I'm joking. I'm
All
joking. I'm
right.
sorry. My fault. It's a joke, bro.
P1. No, I'm not mad. P1 is doesn't really make sense because when you're saying there's no
Can I say
contradiction.
why it makes sense? Wait. So can I say why it
Bro,
makes sense?
chill. You just
No, hold
spoke.
on,
You're
Chris,
trying
sir.
to
Hold
walk
on,
through
Chris,
me.
sir. Hold on, Chris,
Bro,
sir. The
bro,
reason why it makes
chill,
sense, right?
chill.
Because when I say
Oh,
there's no
bro.
contradiction, like I always explain you like 5 times. Want me to explain you again what I'm talking about in this
All
whole
right, all right, all
category?
right, all right.
So I'm saying like if
Hold
there's
on.
no
When you say there's
contradiction,
no
and no,
contradiction with
chill, right
abortion
quick.
being morally permissible, we have to
So let me
we
explain
have
to you,
to
right?
check.
So what I'm trying to explain to you, right, is that if there's no contradiction, meaning that there's no mislead up or no illogical reasoning with explaining why abortion is morally acceptable, well, then it should be a possibility. When I say it should be a possibility, I'm saying it should be a potential chance that it should be more acceptable if there's no contradiction or no misleader with it explaining it. Oh my God,
All
I'm
right,
sorry if I sound like I'm going circular, but you understand what I'm saying, sir?
all
Yes
right,
or
I
no,
understand.
Carlos?
I
Okay,
understand. I
beautiful.
understand.
Okay, beautiful. So that's
Hold
my
on.
okay.
Chill
So
out for
you
a minute.
understand why this
Hold
argument
on.
makes
Sorry,
sense?
sorry, bro. Sorry, but you were getting too like quick because I gotta explain my reason why the argument's like
But
not
I
good because
told you, but I
you
told you,
keep
but
like
no, you
over
wanted to debate
talking.
me,
I'm
but
not
I
trying to be
told you I don't want to
disrespectful. I'll
debate
mute
you,
you when I'm
but
done.
no, but it's cool
But
though.
P1
No, it's
does not
cool.
make any sense because when you're saying there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable,
Yeah,
and it's
when I say
possible
there's
that
a
abortion is
contradiction, I'm saying
morally
like there's
acceptable,
no
you're
mislead up with explaining why abortion is
presupposing
more acceptable.
that
That's what
for
I'm basically
one, for
saying to you.
P1,
That
you're
there's no mislead up
presupposing
and
that
there's
the
no
process
illogical
itself has a
reasoning with
specific
explaining why
data
abortion is
value
more
that's
acceptable.
on a
That's the
shared
same
object
question.
in the memory of a variable. So you're presupposing that P1's data value or that it's not linearly dependent, that there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable. But the thing is that first of all, people's stances on abortion is literally subjective, right? So we can just argue that it's linearly dependent, that there's no contradiction with abortion being acceptable and a contradiction with abortion being acceptable. And for P2, you understand now when you're talking about a possibility here, that under the framework of Kolmogov's axioms, you have to prove what calculations or what outcomes gave you the 100% chance of this possibility being true. Because when you say a possibility is true in Kolmogov's axioms, if you don't prove that's a true element within a function and the calculations that gave you 100%, then the argument, the probability itself would just be a null set and it would be rendered invalid. So P1s are debunked. P2, there's no contradiction with explaining why abortion is morally acceptable. I'm simply just going to put that into question and just appeal to sequential logic, right?
Wait,
I'm
wait,
just,
wait, wait,
and
wait. But
sequential
sequential
logic
lot,
is when
wait.
a
So
state
number one,
or a
wait,
current
wait,
state
wait, wait,
acts as
wait, wait,
a
sir.
sort of
I'm
like a
sorry. Can you repeat that
memorization of
again?
past
Wait, I'm
events.
sorry.
So I'm simply
Wait,
just going to say
Kairos, can you repeat all
that for
that
you
again?
saying, right,
Kairos, can you repeat all
that
that again?
for P2,
Kairos,
that
can you repeat
abortion
all
is
that
morally
again?
acceptable, since
Again,
I
because
just like
I was
argued
paying
against
attention. I
P1,
was busy
P2
with
is
something.
already gone. And then conclusion, it's possible that abortion is morally acceptable.
Wait,
I don't
Kairos.
think so. There's no duration for
Wait,
that.
Kairos.
Under
Can you
the
repeat all
framework
that
of
again?
weights and mathematics, there's no
Wait,
physical like
Kairos,
duration.
Kairos,
There's
Kairos,
no
Kairos.
duration for the
All right, man.
capacity of each task. There's no duration for
Wait,
abortion
Kairos.
being morally acceptable. You never signify the duration for that. And to add to P2, I'm simply
Wait,
just gonna
Kairos,
say
Kairos. Can you repeat all that
that
again?
P2 is
Because
inconclusive
didn't.
because
Wait.
essentially the
Oh my
product
God.
itself does
You
not
know what?
even
All right,
have a
bro.
matching category. So I'm just going to render that invalid and null. So that's my
Okay,
argument
bad,
against
bad,
abortion,
bad.
and you can
Kairos.
attest that.
Wait, Kairos. Can you repeat all that again? Because I wasn't paying attention. I was busy in chat. My fault. Can you repeat all that
All
again?
right, all right, all right. I'll repeat it again. So for
Wait,
P1, when you say there's wait,
I'm
what?
sorry. No,
All
repeat
right,
it.
all right. P1, when you say there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable, then it's possible that abortion is morally acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For one, when you say there's no contradiction with why abortion is morally acceptable, you're presupposing
No,
that
when I say
uh,
there's no contradiction, I'm saying there's just
bro,
no misleader and no illogical reason with
chill.
explaining why
Yes,
abortion is
you
more
just explained
acceptable.
it,
Wait,
bro.
wait,
Bro,
wait. That's what I mean when
no,
I say
stop
there's no
over
contradiction,
talking
sir.
me. Let me
Wait,
give
wait,
my
wait, wait. I'm
explanation.
trying to tell you what I mean
Bro,
when I say
it's
there's no
you arguing.
contradiction.
Let me finish, bro. Let me give a full on explanation, please. Let me give a full on explanation. Let me go a full explanation. All right. Thank you. So when I say when you say, sorry, my bad, when you say there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable, then it's possible that abortion is
No,
morally acceptable.
okay, guys. Wait, did you understand what I said when I
Oh,
said there's no contradiction?
bro. Yes. I
Okay,
understand
beautiful.
what you're saying. You explained it a million times. Let
Okay,
me debunk
beautiful. I
you.
just want you to try to
Debunk
understand what I'm
you.
saying. Continue on.
Yes. I understand. When you say there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable, then it's possible that abortion is morally acceptable. P1, you're already presupposing again. You're already
Wait, so how's that
presupposing in P.
presupposing? Like, how's that presupposing?
Oh my God, bro. Let me finish, please, bro. Let me finish. You're presupposing, right? You're basically, do you know what an insert statement is? I don't think you do.
Yeah.
An insert statement is the action of a statement. It basically states what's going to happen when a statement and the details of that action.
All
So
right,
when you're
wait.
saying that
So
there's no
wait. So
contradiction with
what is the theory of
oh,
justification of that?
bro, chill.
Wait, what is the theory of
Theory of
justification of
justification. I
that?
don't need theory of justification to
Yes,
get
you
pissed
do. I
off
tell you why
because
we
I'm
need a
not
deal of
making close
justification. Because when I
reality.
say what's the deal of justification, I'm asking what's the form of justification? It's a form of ways to make it
Yes, I'm
reasonable,
gonna give
reasonable,
my full
justifiable.
justification. You're
That's
not
why
letting me
deal of
finish.
justification is. Then say, if you're not gonna give me a deal of justification, you basically denying
Bro,
giving me a
chill
deal of
out,
justification,
chill
and
out.
you basically denying
All right,
giving
I'm
some
gonna
form of
debunk P1
justification
because,
for
like,
your
bro,
reasoning.
P1, when you say there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable, I reject that because I think it's ridiculous. Again, I'm
Wait,
gonna explain again. An
reject.
insert statement is when you think the
Cows,
action
you
of a
reject
statement
what?
basically
Cows, you
states
say you
what's going
reject
to
what?
happen with a
Wait,
statement and the
Cows, repeat that
details
again one
of
more
that
time.
statement.
Reject what?
So you're presupposing that P1 for abortion being
Cows,
more
you say I
acceptable, that it's
reject
an
what?
insert statement, that
Answer my
that it's
question. I
just like
reject what?
true by definition that abortion is there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable. And for P2, I'm absolutely gonna reject that. You never justified the transaction function
I
for that.
did. Wait,
The
I just
transaction
explained you the
function for
transaction
something
of.
essentially basically
Sir. I
signifies
just explained to
what
you,
was I gonna
right?
say again? Yeah, I was gonna say the
So I
transactional
already explained
function
to
of
you
something
why there would be no
justifies essentially
contradiction
like sort
with
of
explaining why,
the
if there's no
logical
contradiction, then
dependencies of a
abortion
given
should be.
task. And
Why
also
is
nothing a
it possible that
transactional
abortion is
function
more
does
acceptable?
is what was I gonna say again? Yeah. I was just gonna
Wait,
say that a transactional function essentially explains like it explains the essentially the steps it explains why an argument is sequential. There's three steps to this. The current state is where the system is right now, and then the input will be what the order the system receives, and then the next state will be the resulting state after the input is processed. So for what I'm saying for P1 is when you say there's no contradiction with abortion being morally acceptable, I already debunked that. And for the possibility part, under Kolmogov's axioms, you have to prove that a possibility, when you say something's possibly true, you have to prove that a possibility is 100% true, because if you
Yeah,
don't, if you don't show the outcomes of the
First of all,
calculations that
right?
gave you
You
the
say if
possibility
you
of it being
to prove a
100%
possibility
true,
100%
then it would
true,
just be
you
what
do
we
realize
call a
a
null set
possibility
in
is not
mathematics,
automatic,
which
right?
has a
Except for
cardinality
I
of
say it's a
0,
possibility, I
and
say it's
this
potential
set itself
chance.
would be a
If
null
it's a
set and
potential,
invalid.
but let's say it's a potential chance, I'm saying
P2,
it's a higher
I'm still gonna
chance
reject
of it being
P2,
more
saying there's no
acceptable than that.
contradiction with
That's what I'm
why
basically explaining to you,
abortion is
Kairos.
morally acceptable. I don't think I have I don't think I basically have an what was I gonna say? I don't think I have an obligation to accept P2. I think P2 is ridiculous because I'm simply gonna invoke I'm simply just gonna say that
Uh-huh.
when you say there's no
Uh-huh.
contradiction
Uh-huh.
with why
Uh-huh.
abortion is
Uh-huh.
morally acceptable, I don't think that really makes much sense because for one,
Okay.
do you know what a hold on. I think I was gonna say that. Do you know what cross? I think I was gonna say cross join is not cross join. I was just gonna say that this has attributes missing to it for P2, and yeah, the justification for P2 having attributes missing to it is essentially,
Amen.
I'm just gonna say that it's an inner join. It
Yo,
doesn't have
Jordy, give
any
me
product
profile
attached
picture.
to it, and it's having attributes missing. So that's I'm just gonna exclude that. I reject P2 as well. And what I mean by it has no
Let
product
me profile
attached to it is that
pictures.
you never signified why it's true under the precedence diagramming method. And for the conclusion that abortion is morally acceptable,
Uh-huh.
um, you never proved that the set for that is feasible, closed, and compacted. So your argument could exist, but there's nothing that makes it sequential.
I already did, so do you want to conclude?
All right, what do you want to say?
I say I already explain everything about the part of the abortion. I always explain the given reason. So do you want to conclude? Yes. Conclude.
I mean, if you conclude, you kind of lost this, bro. Like you didn't really defeat it.
Yeah, I did. I defeat. I already give you like an explanation and
Uh,
like a reasoning. I already give you like. You want me to repeat it again to you so you can
bro, I
understand where I'm
just
coming from?
debunked it.
No, no. I mean like want me to repeat you the every point I just said?
I mean, you can repeat it again.
Oh shit, my mic died, right? You can hear me, Kairos? You can hear me, Kairos?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I
All
can.
right. I like I try to say, first of all, if you post a bend on yourself, you say that because it's possible, it's 100% true. You do realize possibility is not automatic, right? A possibility is a potential chance. I mean, it not might automatically be true, but it has a potential chance to be true, meaning that it could be true, right? So that's a
Yeah,
bend on yourself, right? You post a blend on you. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, but you understand what I'm saying? You post a burn on yourself.
that's not
And
no
number
burden.
two,
That's not no burden. I can justify that. All right, you can
wait,
continue.
I'll explain you why it's a burden, right, sir? Number two, right? All right, number two, right? You do realize, right, is that I'm stuttering. I'm sorry. And number two, right? When I say that it's a potential chance, I'm just saying that it's a higher chance of a more acceptable than that. We should take the higher chance over the lower chance. That's basically the whole point of my argument, right? And then also you say that you don't understand why should we accept this certain degree of justification, even though I just give you a fully explanation, a fully reason why we should accept this degree of justification, right? If you didn't hear me, then okay, let me repeat myself again so you will understand. So when I say what's the degree of justification, I'm saying as the what's a form of justification? It's a form of ways to make your reasons more believable and more justifiable in this case in this conversation, right? So if you're not gonna give me a David justification, you basically deny a justification or deny give us a form of reasoning, it's a form of justification, and it's a reasonable resource of why your David why your reasoning is justifiable and more acceptable in this case in this conversation, sir. So yeah, I just attacked mostly on your point. Uh,
Oh, okay. That's very
I
easy.
bet,
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
bet.
So hold on. So for the theory of justification by your own metric on recording, you acknowledge that a theory of justification is just you giving a form of justification for your argument.
No, no,
I
okay. When I
already
say
do
it's a
that.
form of justification, I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no,
like
no, no,
these
no, no.
different
Do
types of
not backtrack. It's
justification.
on
Yeah, like
recording. It's on
wait, I'm not
recording.
backtracking. I'm
It's
trying
on
to tell you what I mean.
recording.
Wait, can wait, go actually chill out. Wait. I'm trying to explain what I mean when I say there's a form of
No.
justification, right, sir? So I said like, are we talking about like there's different types of justifications and different types of ways that make your reason more justifiable, like foundationalism, coherentism, like those are justifications and a part the theory justification, but they have their own reasoning explaining why their theory justification matching up with their argumentation. They have their own justification, their own way of explaining how can your reason be justifiable and how can your reason be acceptable in this case.
Yes, you're saying how can your reason be justifiable? How can your reason be acceptable? All right, first of all, I just explained to you, and by your own metric, on recording once again, you literally
Mhm.
said that when you're looking for a theory justification, in the beginning, you literally said a theory justification is when you're like giving the justification for an argument. So by your own metric, I just gave that.
Any
You
straw
said
man, that's not what I'm saying. I said when I
no,
said it
no, no,
was
no,
video
no. It's on
justification,
recording.
right?
It's
I'm
on
saying what's a
recording.
form of reasoning that make your reason more reasonable, more justifiable in this case. You just straw man and
No,
didn't
no, no, no,
track
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying,
no. It's on
Kairos.
recording. When we finish this debate, I'll stop the recording, bro. You agreed. You agreed. Also, hold on, chill out for a minute, because I gotta say for P1, when your rebuttal against P1 was not really that good. P1, you understand that in the framework of common grounds axioms, right? We can't when you say there's a possibility for something, or you say you take the higher possibility. I'm saying that you have to prove the possibility is 100% true, and it's a true element within a function. If you
100%
bro,
true. Wait,
chill,
so are
chill.
you
You
trying to
just
say that we
spoke,
have to prove that a
bro.
possibility is automatically true, something like that? Because if we're going by that, right, you do realize a possibility is not automatic, right? A possibility is a
Bro,
could
if
or
you're
might
acknowledging
most
a
likely
possibility is
happen.
not always true, you defeated your own argument.
Wait,
Hold
wait,
on.
wait, wait. But how's that defeated? Do you realize what I'm trying to
Because
explain? I'm
you're
saying like it's a
saying,
potential chance. I'm saying like it's a higher
yo,
chance that abortion be morally
bro,
acceptable.
I'm
That's the whole
explaining
point of
why I
my
reject
argument.
P1, bro. Let me. All right, bro. Let's chill out for a minute. Chill out
I'm
for a minute.
chilling out. I'm just
Under
trying to
the
explain it
framework of
right. When I
common
say it's
grounds
a potential
axioms, when we say
chance, I'm just
a
saying it's a higher
possibility,
chance
when
of
you
abortion
say, oh,
being
a
more
possibility
acceptable
is
in that
true,
if there's a
I'm
contradiction.
saying you have to
So
prove
if
it's
there's a higher
100%
chance,
true,
then
and it's a
it would
true
be
element
most
within a
likely
function.
that
Because
we
under
should
that
take them.
framework, if you don't
We should
prove
take
that, it's just
abortion
going to be a null
more
set, and it's going to have a
acceptable.
cardinality zero, and it's going to be false. Because you have to understand, you have to give the outcomes or the calculations that gave you the 100%, the probability that gave you one of it being true. If you can't prove that the element within the function is one, then your probability is already going to be false, and it's going to be a null set and
Wait, I'm
rendered
sorry. Wait, can you
invalid.
repeat the question
Again,
again? Can you
Amon,
repeat the
you
question
literally
again?
never proved this. The
Covers,
fact that you're
covers,
running
covers.
away from this, you're conceding that your
Covers.
argument
I
has
say,
zero
repeat the
elements.
question again.
You're conceding that
Covers,
your
repeat the
argument is
question again.
false.
You gonna repeat the question? Yes or no? You gonna repeat the question? Yes or no?
And then
So,
hold on.
not bad.
Yeah. I mean, we can conclude if you want.
I mean, you didn't repeat the question, but okay, we could just conclude. GG's.
All right, GG's.